You have a business idea, but how do you know if anyone will actually pay you for it? Before you build a website, create your brand colors, create a course, or buy all the tools that everybody keeps telling you that you need. There's a simple way to figure that out. And today I'm going to give you a 5-step test that you can use right now this week to find out if your idea solves a problem people care enough about to solve. And you don't have to have a big audience. You don't need 10,000 people on your email list, and you certainly don't have to have your business all figured out. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I help midlife women turn their ideas into meaningful businesses with a clear plan, focused priorities, and practical steps. Now, if you are a woman over 40 and you are starting a business, you already have a huge advantage because let's face it, you've probably been in the workforce, so you are used to seeing, what problems come up and how to resolve those problems. Or you were a stay-at-home mom, or you took care of a household and you had a budget and you figured out how to run that household on that budget. You've been noticing all these problems and you've been figuring out solutions or seeing other people come up with solutions that you either agreed or that you had your own idea on how to go about it. So today we're talking about how to test if your idea is helping anyone and if they are willing to pay you to get their problems fixed. So the first thing that you have to do is test your idea. And if you see me looking down, I do have notes. I don't want to miss any of the steps. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm reading my notes. So, how do we test an idea? I want you to test it with real people. I don't want you to go to your husband, your sister, your friend, or those nice ladies you met on that Facebook group and say, do you think this is a good idea? Because guess what? They like you. They probably want you to be happy. So they're going to say, yes, it's a great idea. It's amazing. You are amazing. And you are. But this is really not the most honest feedback. So we need to find people who have the actual problem that you are solving and ask them, would you pay for this? Right now, we're not looking for compliments. We're looking for evidence. So we must keep on our lane. Step one, if you watched last week's video, I gave you a little formula of who you help, okay? So you need to really hone in on, I help blank do blank so they can blank. And for example, it would be, I help women returning to work prepare for interviews so they can talk confidently about their skills and experience. And that's enough. That's all you have to know. And be specific and be clear. Who is the person you're helping so that they can do what? Because it's not about you, it's about them. Nobody's going to pay you if you just say, I'm amazing and I can do this and you'll see the results. No, they want to know it's about them. They want to know that you are thinking about them, that you're talking to them, and that their life is going to get better. So, this is important for us to remember. I kept forgetting this for a very long time. So be specific. Let's really hone in on this one. You've noticed that your business name is not mentioned, nor is your website or your logo or your colors. We didn't talk about social media strategy. At this point, we're just testing with a very specific person for a specific result. That's it. Before we spend any time or any money on anything else, let's figure this out. So ask yourself, who do I help? What do I help them do? And what changes for them? Those are the 3 questions that you need to be answering before you go out and find your people. Because step number 2 is actually that. Find 5 real people. Again, we're not going to go and find random friends or just random people and ask them about it. We need to find people who actually fit the audience. you want to serve. You want them to be the people you are serving. Where are you going to find them? Well, they could be former colleagues, they could be contacts, they could be from networking groups, they could be from local businesses, or even Facebook groups where they already talk about what you're talking about, or that already have the people that you want to help. But be very careful here. This is something that everybody advises us to do, but don't just go into a Facebook group and start commenting and making it all about you and how you can help them. Be the person that actually gives value. Be the person that actually answers them without pitching anything. Go to the Facebook group admin, the leader of the group, and maybe you can do some type of collaboration. Maybe you can talk inside the group and talk about what you do and get people that way that are really interested in what you do. Do not go in and just try to bulldoze through other people's groups. They do not appreciate it. You would not appreciate it if somebody did that to you either. So we're not doing that, okay? Be very mindful, because we tend to forget that somebody has been building that audience for a long time. And what I want to say is that you don't need 10,000 followers. Now, you might have a big group of friends, you might have a very big circle of acquaintances, and they might not be the person you're looking for, but you can always reach out and ask them if they know someone who would be willing to answer you a few questions about something that you are thinking about. That's easy. I mean, you're not selling them anything at this point, okay? Remember, right now, step number 2 is you need 5 people, 5 useful conversations to have to make sure that what you're trying to build has an audience, has customers. Okay. Step number 3, ask before you pitch. Now, this is very important. And up to now, step number 1, step number 2, do not skip those. Those are very important. Step number 3, ask before you pitch. What does that mean? You don't simply go up to someone and say, I have a $97 interview session. Would you buy it? That's not how we do it. Why? Because you're giving them your solution before understanding their problem. Instead of just asking, would you buy my thing for $97? You can ask, like, I'm exploring an idea around helping women return to work after a long break. I'd love to understand your experience. Could I ask you a few questions? And then for the questions, you can just go with things like, what's been most difficult? What worries you most? What have you tried? What do you wish someone could help you with? Have you paid or ever considered paying for help on this thing? And listen. You have to really listen. Let them talk and listen to the words they are saying, because those words are gold. They are going to be what you use to talk about your stuff everywhere. For example, you might think their problem is create an awesome CV, but then they tell you that their biggest problem is actually explaining a 10-year career break. And if you build your whole thing about the CV, well, you just missed a whole audience here. Before you build, you actually learn that they don't really care much about the CV. They can go online and just create one, but they have an issue when they're trying to explain why they took a career break for 10 years. What this means is you learn before you build, and that's the purpose of testing. That's why it's important that you really do this work before actually creating a whole program around the CV, when at the end of the day, that's really not even their biggest pain point. Step number 4, patterns, not praise. What does that mean? Now you need to review those 5 conversations and you need to see if there's a pattern, if the 5 people repeated any words, any issues they were going through, what they were trying to solve, what are they spending on this problem? Is it time? Is it energy? Is it money? What was their behavior? How did they deal with it? What solutions did they find? Did they work? Pay attention to what everybody is saying. Pay attention to what is common in these people. Okay? For example, if they say, oh, I really should get more organized, that's a weak evidence. If they say, I've downloaded 3 apps, bought 2 planners, and I'm still missing deadlines, now this is a strong evidence that they need whatever you're selling, right? I really should get more organized is an idea, is a wish, but when they've actually spent money on an app or planners and they're still not getting to their end goal, they're still missing deadlines, they still don't feel organized, that is so much stronger. That is a pain point. These people are ready to invest time and money to really get to their end goal, which is stay organized and not miss deadlines. For example, if you are explaining what you do and they say, oh, that's a wonderful idea, if instead of that they say, when can you help me? Well, that is much stronger. How much do you charge? That's much stronger, because they're not just thinking, oh, maybe I should do that. They don't know, they're not there yet. But when they're asking real questions, how much do you charge? When can you help me? These people are ready. Their problem, their pain point is big and they want to get it solved. And these are the people you are looking for. And this is the stage where you tweak your offer, where you see, instead of teaching them how to create a CV, you are gonna talk about how they can better explain a 10-year break from their career. And last but not least, step number 5, smallest useful paid test. Now, what can you create that is your smallest thing that they can pay for? Because eventually someone needs the opportunity to say yes or no with money involved, and we keep delaying this. Now, the clearest evidence that someone will pay for whatever you're creating is when someone pays. But you don't need to have this whole program built out. What is the smallest thing that you can offer for an amount, for a price that will be useful to them based on whatever they told you during those 5 interviews? What is one small thing that you can have them pay you for and that you can get them results? For example, one interview prep session now, which later can become a whole return to work course. Social media management, 1 week of content for one local business. Whatever it is that you're trying to build, it does not need to be gigantic. Start small and with something with the end result in mind, the end that they told you they are looking for. From everything that you've done, now that you are creating your thing to sell, what are you learning? Will someone pay? Can I deliver it well? Do I enjoy it? What did I need that I didn't consider? What would I change? One small paid experiment can teach you more than months of thinking, because it's somebody's actually paying you for that thing, and you are not stuck in your head thinking, how can I do this? Will I do this? Will someone pay? Just try it out. But what if they say no? A no doesn't mean your business is doomed. Probably it was the wrong person. The problem is not urgent. The offer wasn't clear, or the format, or the price. One no is information. So look for patterns. This is a small experiment you're running. So yes is information, but no is also information. And even a not quite like that is information at this point. I really want you to have fun with this. And if you are going to try it this week, I'd love to know what happened. Don't spend weeks choosing a name, building an elaborate website, creating all your social media accounts that you think you need to have. Don't record a whole course, and don't order hundreds of products. You don't need them at this stage. And please don't create 5,000 social media accounts. You don't need them. Not now. Don't wait until you look like a real business owner. Whatever you're seeing out there, They have had years building their business and you are just starting out. So you start where you are. You don't have to look like anybody else. You just look like you and you build what really feels good to you. It's not your job to build the final version of your business today. Today, all we're doing is finding evidence that there are people out there that will buy what you're selling. Right now, all you need to do is figure out your next step. And this evidence is going to do just that. Now, I have a challenge for you. So this week, remember step one clear sentence. Who are you talking to? I help blank, do blank so they can blank. Step number two, find 5 real people. People that probably don't know you or that are not your friends that are going to tell you what you want to hear, but are going to tell you the truth. Number three, ask questions and listen. Listen to the answers, the words that they're saying. Number four, look for patterns. In those 5 interviews that you had, are there similarities? Are they saying the same words? Are they having the same problem, the same pain point? Number five, make one small paid offer. This is important because this is what's going to validate your business idea. One useful offer, one real test. That's how an idea moves from a notebook into the world. If you can do this exercise, but you know you'll freeze when it's time to shape up that offer or to tell people about it, that's what we work on inside Life Mastery Circle. So you can come in and, bring a messy idea, a notebook, 17 possibilities, whatever you have, and we'll create a plan together. We'll create your next practical step. We have co-working every single day, 5 days a week. We have coaching, we have workshops. Women are building their next chapters, their business, their side hustles. I'd love to have you come in and join us if you think this is for you. If you think, what the heck is a landing page? If you're thinking, how am I going to do this? What resources are out there? If you think that's for you, again, I'd love to have you join us. I'll leave the link in the description box. Clarity isn't something you have to achieve before you begin, because clarity comes from making a decision. It comes from taking a step. It comes from speaking to someone. You learn, you adjust, and you make an offer, and you learn again. And that's not getting it wrong. That's building a business. Some say it's not for the faint of heart. So tell me, what business idea are you testing this week, or what's stopping you from testing it? In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about turning a promising idea into your first simple offer. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will see you in the next video.